Greetings, my brothers. Today we're going to be taking these monstrosities and making them into... Might have had the box around the right way. Making them into these absolute legends slash golden boys slash... I didn't brainstorm enough great names before I started the video. But anyway, that box is dead. This is the box we've got now. I've got my friends from Archie's Forge to help me fix these. So let's jump into a Kitbash. We haven't done one of these in a while, so it should be kind of unhinged and a little bit fun.
I thought I'd do something different today and show you the finished product first before we dive into the Kitbash. The battery on my turntable has run out, so I'm doing this by hand. But here is my Darth Sanguinary Guard with a double-ended sword, or double-ended blade, with the banner attached, with the Crimson Lord backpack, two different Crimson Lord shoulder pads, a Crimson Lord helmet. So basically, the body is the official model, and the wings, the helmet, the backpack, the shoulder pads are all Crimson Lord. And all these pieces for this video were provided to me by Archie's Forge. Now they have all the Crimson Lord pieces in stock and they're very, very high quality from this site. I'm doing another video where I break down the box of stuff I bought from them, but I highly recommend Archie's Forge. I want to say a big thank you to them for helping me make this video, and they're actually going to be taking part in my charity raffle later this year. So big props to them. If you need to check out Archie's Forge, if you want to buy any of the Crimson Lord pieces I'm using in this video, then there will be a link in the video description. So please jump in, have a look at that. Now let's dive into the entire Kitbash and the entire process I went through to basically make my Primaris Sanguinary Guard more Firstborn Sanguinary Guard using Archie's Forge and Crimson Lords. So I hope you enjoy this. I had a bit of a look at the instructions and it seems like the banner seems like it's going to have to be up here or something, which I'm not in love with, especially the position with it miles up here. I don't even particularly want to have a banner, like I wanted it to be a sword. So we're going to maybe put this spear on it and then see if we can attach the banner in another way. We're going to be doing wings. We're going to do an infernal pistol here. So this is the guy we're going to try and build. I believe he starts over here with C 26 and 27. So let's see if we can convert him. While I started looking at these instructions, I did go and find my little drill because I thought that there might need to be some drilling here. So, Kitbash 101. Be adventurous. Do what needs to be done. Show no mercy, as they say in Star Wars, right? Do what must be done, Lord Vader. Let's do it. Okay, so cut out the basic pieces. So this would be like the legs, the body, the infernal pistol. So the idea is we'll start by just putting these pieces together. We'll do that fairly quickly, and then from there we will go on and looking at what conversion options we have. So for this part, we'll just need some simple to use plastic glue, and yeah, so I don't have any first impressions because all I've done, I have to get some of my Firstborn Sanguinary Guard out and compare the size. So we'll stick those two legs together. We should stick the two chest pieces together. Oh, the age-old smell of plastic glue. The smell always brings me back to the first time I ever used it in my parents' basement. Probably when I was like 12 years old. Remember melting those polystyrenes, the polystyrene bits that came inside the GW boxes all those years ago when it was the metal models. Good times, huh? So I always clean the pieces when I take them off the sprues. So I did that just before we got settled down here, and this model goes together surprisingly quickly actually. That's one reason that I love working with plastic glue, is like things just stick together so darn quick. That was ridiculous easy to get those pieces together. I'm just gonna whack it right onto the base as well. I can't believe that went together inside like a minute. Wow. People make fun of this glue. I think it's great. Look at that. He's on his base. He's glued. We'll leave him for a minute to set. But that was super quick. Okay, so we've got a body. We'll leave him to set before I show him to the camera. And now we start to get to interesting pieces, because we do want the spear with this banner. But I was thinking about this while I was putting things together, right? This on the data sheet is called a blade. Well, what if we made it a blade at both ends, like Darth friggin' Maul or something? So that's the idea I've come up with. That's the idea that we're probably going to be going with. So it's going to still be a blade. It's not going to be a spear. It's just going to be a double-bladed blade. So might be a little bit ambitious, but I'm ready. I'm here for it. Let's do it. A double-bladed blade. Let me snip out a few. Let me have a look at a few pieces here and figure out what we need to snip out. Alright, so what I've done is I've gone into... Well, this is the base model. I've got his arm, I've got his infernal pistol, I've got his puri seal. I cut off 2 spears because I figure spears are actually the wrong way you want to be arming Sanguinary Guard. You kind of want to be arming them with swords, or blades as they call them. Blades seem to be the much more competitive choice. The only advantages to the spears are that they really get lance, but there's a stratagem to get lance. So I took off the spear recommended, which was 41, and I also took off the spear 38 because that's the one we're going to get the banner on. And people have been asking how you get the banner on, so this is going to be my way of doing that. But first I'm going to dive into these pieces that were sent to me by Archie's Forge. Thank you very much, Archie's Forge. They are going to be sponsoring the next charity raffle here on the site. And what we're going to do first is that's a Death Company jump pack. This one is ornate type Sanguinary Guard one, so it could be that one. We're going to pick one of these. This one has the little like sanguineous type eye on it. Let me see if we can get some focus. Where's the damn autofocus? Autofocus. There we go. It's got the sanguineous type eye on it, so that would be absolutely perfect for a Sangguard. This one has blood drop and like some of that figuree, I believe it's called. This one has like a goblet, golden goblet, and some spikes. I could go with that one either. Let's go with the sanguineous eye one. This guy is going to be the banner bearer, so maybe it makes more sense that he has the sort of red eye that you would see on Sanguinius's armor. What is up with my autofocus tonight? Come on, baby. So that's what we're going to put. You bring the camera in a little bit closer. I was having a lot of problems with this camera tonight. What is going on? There we go. Bit more autofocus. So the first thing we got to do is I think we got to put this piece on, because I think this piece will potentially impact where his arm can go, and I don't want to mess anything up, or I don't want to have problems. I haven't actually even snipped off the jump packs from the official set because I honestly couldn't care less about sort of like half wings. What I want is full wings. So thanks to Archie's Forge, thanks to Crimson Lords for providing these parts. If you don't know what Archie's Forge or Crimson Lords is, I'll put a link in the video description. They are, well, Crimson Lords made the parts, designed them, and then Archie's Forge are a reseller here in the UK. And they provided me with a bunch of pieces to show the quality of their parts, and I've been very impressed. The quality of this is very nice. I just do not know what the hell is up with my autofocus. Okay. So this is super glue, unfortunately not plastic glue, so we're gonna have to just wait a minute. I'll just hold this here for a second. But yeah, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put on the spear, we're gonna put the banner onto the spear, and then we're gonna cut the spear in half. Then we're probably gonna cut the other spear in half. Bear in mind we don't need the spears because it's best to build them with swords. Then I'm gonna pin the 2 spears together, because I guess the spears are quite delicate, they are quite fragile, so I'm gonna pin them together and try and have a double-ended spear, which is essentially going to be a blade, which is essentially what you want them armed with, because it's got a blade on both ends, I would argue it's called a blade. So that's what the wings are going to look like. So the question is going to be, when we stick on this arm, where is the spear going to be sticking out of? So I think the first thing I'm going to do is get this banner on this spear. So, I assume there's only one way you can put it on it, but maybe there's multiples. First time I've seen these, so it's a bit weird, isn't it? Is it supposed to attach? I would assume that it's supposed to attach. Like, normally this stuff just snaps in, right? It doesn't feel like that's the greatest connection in the world. So I think normally he's holding it upright like this. And in the picture it shows... What the hell does it show in the picture actually? His hand would be like that. So this like wraps around the front of it, something like that. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, I see. Alright, well we want a strong connection, so we're just going to glue that exactly as shown. So if you're in doubt, copy the photo. His hand was up like that, and then it just slots right on in. So probably what we're going to do is we're going to take that, we're going to cut it right underneath there and take that whole hand off. And then we're going to be able to, the other spear is going to be like that. So our options really are, it's going to be like this, or it's going to be like this. I don't want it sticking out a mile from the model. That's going to be a nightmare to transport it. So this spear is going to... We're going to do something like that. And we're going to try and get clearance on this wing as well. I was going to say this is going to be a little bit tricky. Because the spear is going to want to be like that. It's going to be like right there. So if I cut that spear off, I mean, maybe the best thing to do would just be to put it down the way. I mean, there's nothing to say that the swords at both ends would need to be like, I don't even know what the word is. Perpendicular? Is that the right word? You know, they could be at a 90-degree angle like that. Because I think otherwise we're not, unless we make this crazy long, we're not going to have the clearance to get past that wing, are we? Maybe we would have the clearance. This is the cool thing about kit bashing, is like, and this is where my channel grew from. Do we care if it's sticking out right that out the back? Probably not. If we have it angled like that, it probably makes painting the whole model a bit of a pain in the arse though, because like it will be obscuring. So it might not obscure too much. No, you know, it might not obscure too much at all. That might be the way that's going to do less damage in the long... Like, if it's out like that, it's always going to be sticking out. People will probably be able to see that banner at some point. So we're trying to model for advantage without really modeling for advantage. I think we're going to go with the right angle. But I think the first thing we should do is attach his hand to this arm. Normally I'd probably attach the arm to the body first. I think we're going to try and attach his hand like this. It's going to be difficult to... It's going to be difficult to attach it afterward. This is going to be quite a tough conversion actually. It's just going to be a case of making sure that we have the angle for the spear to go past the body and the wings, which we've added. See, so I think we would need to add a little bit more to it, so that the spear needs to be very, like almost 45 degrees with this arm. Like that. That's the angle we want. So there's a bit of clearance. So we're just gonna hold that till it dries. Coming a little bit closer. It did improve, so I should be able to zoom in. Let's see. Zoom. There we go. Okay. So we get something like that. That's the plan. Look at that. So the spear comes across his body. I mean, meanwhile, let's let that spear dry. Meanwhile, I suppose we could put his infernal pistol in his other hand. That's not going to impact too much. Oh, this is a strange angle for the infernal pistol. This might actually be the wrong body for this infernal pistol. I was thinking this infernal pistol would push it a little bit more forward, and of course now you only get one infernal pistol in the box, so you're kinda, if you don't like the angle of it, there's not too much you can do about it. I mean, it works, it just doesn't feel like it's the most natural angle. I do want the banner bearer to be holding the infernal pistol, because you want him to be the last guy to die, really. And then jealous bolters are kind of crappy these days. So yeah, we'll put the infernal pistol in like that. And then I guess here comes the tricky part. So we are going to cut this spear and this hand off. And part of me wants to just snip it right there. I think if I snip it right there, because this is already glued together, drilling into that is going to be a bit of a nightmare. I feel like I kind of have to snip the hand away like this, and this is where it gets scary, where you're just like, I just have to do this, and I'm going to try and take the hand off. And this is why, like, you'll see I've got some sandpaper, and I've got other sanders as well, like metal sanders. If you are going to do kit bashing, sandpaper, nail files, the metal sanding tools, they're all pretty useful. So we're gonna have to try and because I want a solid contact for the join, because if I don't have a solid contact for the join, there's probably a good chance that it's just going to break on me. They have not made this easy, so basically I have to snip off all these fingers the best I can. And then we're going to sand this to make the best. Sometimes this will happen. Okay. It took too much, so I think I don't have a choice now. I guess we're taking it off. Okay, best laid plans. We're going to sand the top of that down though. And then we're going to drill into it if we can. It's going to be a very, very small drill bit here. So if you don't have a hobby drill, it's good to have one. And I'm not going to try and drill too far, I guess. And hopefully we're going to create...
You know, people always tell me drill your barrels. No, I just drill my conversions. Why would you drill your barrels?
Right. I was going to say, here's a paper clip, or half of a paper clip. I just need enough where I can put my paper clip in. This bit is actually drilling okay. Could have... Better not. You open my big mouth too early. It's usually what happens. You're overconfident, everything's going well. The hole, you can see the hole there, it's kind of a good size. As long as I can keep drilling straight. Easier said than done. Yeah, we have a bit of a hole there now, so paperclip will fit in there. Don't need to go too deep, maybe just like 2 or 3 millimeters, so another millimeter or so. So we'll just give the join to the other end of the spear, or the other end of the blade in this case. A bit more stability. Alright, I'm not going to drill that side anymore. We're then going to imagine where this was sticking onto the model. Like this. And then where do we want this? I think it's going to be too long to have it sticking out the back like that. I also think there's a real good chance I break it if it's sticking out the back like that. So I think like here is not obnoxiously long. And the banner is kind of hanging behind him. That would work inside a case or something like that. So I think about there is where we want to snip. Alright, well fortunately, like I said, you don't need the spears in this box, right? So you've got a few chances to get this right if you fuck up. It would have been nicer if they'd just given us better weapon options. Or more customization, but hey, we didn't get that. So I've got some nice wings on. Filing that has disjointed his hand a little bit annoyingly. It's probably going to disjoint even more when I start drilling into it, so it's not the end of the world. The main thing is to make sure we still have the right angle on that hand, so that we can still pass by the body. Joe, it's probably good actually his Infernal Pistol is out the other way, because a spear has to come across his body, so we'll take that as a happy accident. If you've ever watched Bob Ross, that's what he always used to say. Alright, so we're going to try and drill into this. This drill bit is basically the same size as a spear. It's a bit crazy. So I have to really try and make sure that we're drilling into the center. I got a smaller drill bit? I probably do. Thing is, if we go any smaller, we probably won't be able to fit the paperclip in, but I might just go smaller to get it started. So I feel like I just need to get it started right bang in the middle. I think without... Fuck. I was going to say now the swearing begins. Normally it takes me a little bit less time to demonetize my videos, so if you get this far in the video and you like the idea, even though we're nowhere with the idea yet, if you like the idea, please do consider subscribing. My name is John, I'm the Blood Angels Commander. I'm here on YouTube every week doing Blood Angels content. Army lists, painting, hangouts. We're back at conversions. Conversions was where it all started for me here on YouTube, so I do enjoy doing conversions. This one is a pain in the ass. Like I said, the swearing begins now. Why was the other piece so easier to drill? So much easier to drill. This one is not playing nice. Just can't get it started. And this is with a smaller drill bit. I guess if in doubt, go to a smaller drill bit and try and get like a pilot hole drilled. This doesn't want to play nice at all. Shit buckets. Made a bit of a mess of the top of it. I'm gonna go back to the bigger drill bit. Hey, if you're ever doing these conversions, don't like... You can second guess yourself. I'm doing it right now. I'm thinking I don't know if I can do this. Reset. Take your time. You got this. Positive mental attitude. I can't even get the drill bit in the drill now. Okay. I think I'm gonna cut it away. And try again. I think I'm being overly precious about keeping that arm on. I'm just going to take the arm off so I can hold it tighter. It'll be easy to put the arm back on. It is not easy to get this drill bit started. No, I think we've got a hole. Don't think it's 100% central. Maybe it won't need to be. I mean, I'm gonna slap a fuckload of super glue on this. You know that that's gonna have to happen. I mean, the plastic glue won't hold the paper clip inside anyway, right? It's gonna be super glue. So, let me cut the paper clip much smaller. We're going to go to about that. We won't need a lot. This is probably a little bit shorter than if you were magnetizing like a... Wow, well, the big part of the paper clip just went flying across the room. I heard it ping off into that direction. So I guess we've got the short bit of the paperclip. God knows where that's going to be found. It's probably... It sounds like it went down behind my computer into the curtains. Which couldn't be a worse... This is literally the most inaccessible corner of the room. Happy days. Why do I do conversions, you ask? Because I'm a sadist, I guess. I am going to cut it again and try for a third time. Should have maybe cut it a bit longer, expecting it to... The other bit was so easy. This bit has been just a nightmare trying to get it to sit in the middle. Okay. We have the paper clip in one end. Bent this little tiny bit of paper clip, and that's the only... I may have to go search for another bit of paper clip in a minute. Where is this? Yes. I want to go in there. No, it really doesn't want to go. It's just such a small hole, I'm actually struggling to see it. I've flattened out one end of the paper clip, and that's a problem. Every time I try and cut the end off of it, the bit is so small I can barely even hold it. I think I'm going to have to reset and go for another paper clip. We got a small piece of paper clip here. So see if we can get it straight. See if this time we can not flatten the paper clip. Right, one end goes in, other end goes in. Right, so we're cooking with gas now. We've got a bit of paper clip that's going to work. Let's put that bit to the edge. I have to try and drill this again. Right, this time. Third time lucky. Third time is the charm. Let's see if we can get a hole in the center. Nice firm grip. Oh, we started a hole. Oh, it looks central. Is it central? Might be. Might be. This is where you get the victory feeling of all the super glue that's going to cover that little paper clip, and we are going to be golden. I think we're good here. Look at this. Tiny little bit of paper clip in there. Other end in that spear. Just need to drill the hole a little bit longer, and we've got ourselves a winner here. This is. It's gonna say, "Oh, happy day! Oh, happy day!" I'm excited now. None of this spear nonsense. I mean, unfortunately, I kind of always wanted Sanguinary Guard with spears. I did actually always want that. That was a thing that I always felt would have made more sense. You know, like when Sanguinary Guard had power fists and axes, I was always like, but shouldn't they have spears? Wouldn't it make more sense them to have the same weapon as their Primarch? But unfortunately, the rules for the spears suck. So here we go. Take your time. You can do it. Any conversion you want to do, you can make it happen. People always make fun of my streams that I'm using a knife from the 1980s. I'm using hobby clippers from the 1980s. I'm using cheap glue. I'm using cheap sandpaper. But it doesn't matter. You don't. This drill was on Amazon for about $5 as well. I think it was maybe $8.99 with all the different drill parts. So what is it they say? A bad worksman blames his tools. That's where this whole channel started, from me doing bad conversions. But conversions are fun and they give your models character. So maybe we shouldn't be so harsh on Games Workshop about the new Sanguinary Guard being so great. Being not so great, because we would have probably wanted to make conversions of them anyway. Oh look, we are so close here. Maybe just like another millimeter on this one, and we've got our join point. And millimeter here. Just going to be a case of maybe trying the paperclip. Both the holes aren't 100% central, but their paperclip is a little bit bent. So I guess like if we just manipulate it around, we'll probably get the ideal angle eventually. So now I have to think about like, he's going to be holding it like this. So that's probably what we want. So I'll get the super glue out. At this point, try really hard not to get glue all over your fingers. Easier said than done, right? We're trying to put the glue into the hole to grab onto that metal. Put the glue in both holes if possible. Less is sometimes more here, I feel like. I feel like there's a 0% chance that I'm actually going to be able to not get some super glue on my fingers, but we're going to try. Okay, and then he's gonna be somewhere like this. Yeah, baby. That's how you do it. I'm pleased with that. I think that's going to be beautiful. I was going to say there was some super glue on the fingers. It is maybe not 100% straight. But I feel like that was always going to be very difficult to get 100% straight. Maybe a bit of tissue paper. So I can wipe up the excess super glue and then try and straighten it a little bit before it fully dries. I mean, I was going to say, we got some super glue on our fingers, but it's super minor. I feel like... Oh, baby, baby, baby. It's not too bad. It's really not too bad. I think by the time that goes in his hand, and you see the double-bladed spearness, double-bladed spear goodness, we're not going to care that it's not just a few degrees off. That's turned out better than I hoped, I think. This guy's friggin' Darth Maul, dude. I mean, I don't actually know how he realistically fights with with a double-bladed spear with a big banner on it, but that's a semantic that we don't need to worry about, right? Alright, let's get this hand back attached. Like this. Alright. We need it at like a 45-degree angle. Tiny bit more. And then a trick I sometimes use when I'm doing models like this is to use gravity to your advantage, right? Like if the gravity has him sitting there, maybe we can get it attached and have the gravity hold it. Oh no, these... I was gonna say the wings. Are the wings gonna stop me? Don't stop my bannerness, wings. I think there's an angle it's gonna work at. I really do. I think there's an angle it's gonna work at. And now the glue's attached to my fingers, which is a problem. No, I think there is an angle it's gonna work at. Maybe we just get this arm on. Make sure it's good and solid. Tiny bit more glue here. I just need to hold it for a minute because it's a bit not top heavy, but back heavy, I guess. There is extra metal in there, there is extra plastic now. I want it to sit just off the wing, so the wing's paintable. And the banner's paintable as well. I was gonna say, maybe this is one of these times, like I just said, where I can use gravity to help me I think I'm gonna have to sit here until this dries a little bit better. It might, in this case, now that I've got the angle, it might actually be easier to just let the arm fully dry at the angle that I need it at. I don't want to fuck this up. That was a lot of RC drilling. Right, I'm pretty sure that's what I need the angle to be. I'm just going to take that glue off there with my fingers. That's a great thing with plastic glue, you just pull it off with your fingers, get rid of it. This arm just isn't quite sitting the way I want it to sit. It needs to sit like that, I think. No, it needs to sit a lot more to this direction. It's deceptive. Yeah, it's very deceptive. No. I'm not happy! I'm not happy! Alright, we're going back. Can't get it to sit how I want it to sit, so I'm gonna glue the shoulder pad on and right. So I think I just need to sit like that and actually have patience. This is where a hairdryer would be good to get that glue to. The glue to set. See where my finger is though, holding that piece up. That's what I need. Have I got a paint pot or something I can... Aha! There we go, look at that. That hand is not the prettiest hand ever. There's been way too much glue on the wrist there. But I think mission is sort of accomplished. Right, so we have double-bladed spear with banner. We have wings. So now what we need is shoulder pads and a helmet. And for shoulder pads and a helmet, I am not using that helmet because I think it's horrible. And I'm not using the Blood Angel shoulder pads because they're just the ones off the... Well, it's like a half... It's got like that half shoulder thing on it, which is fine. But also, I don't think it's very cool. I think it's pretty bland. Do you know what? Looking at these helmets and up close, they don't look as bad up close as I felt like they looked. You know, when we saw the screenshots on Warhammer Community and stuff like that. But we're going to go back to the amazing box from Archie's Forge because I know that they have some pieces. Some of these pieces here. are Sanguinary Guard shoulder pads. The old winged ones that we don't get anymore. So I think we could definitely use one of these. That's one that's got like 3 little blood drops on it. That one has... I'd say the one with the 3 little blood drops is probably more iconic, or you could have one with a skull. I like skulls for Sanguinary Guard, but you know what? I'm going to probably go with the blood drop one because I feel like it's more iconic. I'll put the skulls on someone, but we'll put the 3 little blood drops on one. So that gives us one shoulder pad. What about the other shoulder pad? Sanguinary Guard always had very cool shoulder pads. I loved the winged ones. I was so sad that we don't have those anymore. I think at the same time though, if I keep grabbing these Archie's Forge pieces, we have helmets. So let's have a quick look at some of these Archie's Forge helmets while this continues to dry. I always like the ones with the iron halos. So that's more of a... I mean, these are... I guess these are more Death Company helmets than Sanguinary Guard helmets, I feel like. I don't dislike them, but I feel like these fit the Death Company more. Maybe that one fits the Sanguinary Guard, but there's another bag. There's another bag of helmets. I did pick lots of different things. And then I did have some Crimson Lord bits sent to me by the maker of Crimson Lord himself. I guess I forgot to pick these ones up from Archie's Forge, but I do have this sort of Screaming Death mask. So we'll probably do like the Screaming Death mask. We'll probably do the winged shoulder here. Might need to file inside of that shoulder a tiny bit. These Sanguinary Guard shoulder pads look like they might be a tiny bit bigger than regular. We can do that. So we'll file inside of that shoulder a tiny bit. We might use this winged helmet here. The Screaming Sanguinary Guard helmet. The other option... No, that's too big. The other option would be this blood drop, which actually fits kind of perfectly. And again, it's the Sanguinary Guard one. Something is up with my autofocus tonight. But I'm kind of thinking that one might have to go over onto that arm. I actually kind of need the smallest shoulder pad I can find for that arm. So I think that one with... Yeah, I think that would be perfect over there. I don't need this paint point anymore. That arm has successfully dried. Right, so that one's too big. This one I just need to take the tiniest little inside of the corner off. So I guess either the way that the Infernal Pistol went on, or the way that that Bolt Pistol was, or the way that this 3D printed shoulder was. One of many different things. So that looks like it'll fit fine now. Just took the tiniest little bit of the corner off. So the 3D parts obviously need real super glue rather than plastic glue. Happy with that. The other shoulder pads, I'm going to put the glue inside it, so I'm just going to basically let it fall onto the shoulder. It's kind of cramped up a little bit underneath that spear and stuff on that shoulder, but I kind of expected that, right? Like when you're adding an extra set of wings and you're adding an extra banner, you're going to get some part of the model that's potentially cramped up a little bit, and just everything is... It's going to be difficult to paint in there. We'll do our best. Let's see how we get on. We forgot his on-leg purity seal, so we'll add that. I think it's supposed to just go on part of his leg here. Oh yeah, there's a little knot. There's a little slot for it. It seems like. Normally this would be flowing back the way. However, flowing back the way might not be the best idea with all the other shit that's going on back there. So could this just be a purity seal that's flowing down the way? I think so. Sometimes with purity seals I find the best way to stick them down is to use your craft knife to just, whenever you put your finger in there to stick them on, a tiny bit of glue gets attached to your finger and then you end up pulling it off.
So look at this champion, double-bladed, bannered, winged,
Inferno Pistol Madman with the old winged type shoulder pads as well that's from Archie's Forge. That's just a bit of dirt on there. So it really just comes down to the headpiece. Yeah, for me it just really comes down to the head now, and I've got choices. There's a Crimson Lord head. That is also a Crimson Lord's head. This, I actually snipped off the Blood Angel's head that comes with the new Sanguinary Guard. That is apparently a death mask. We got another Crimson Lord head, which is similar to the
similar to the Games Workshop one, but not quite the same, I guess. What is it? What is the hell is my camera focusing on? Why is it not auto-focusing as well as it should be tonight?
Have this skull head, and then I actually have a firstborn Sanguinary Guard head here as well. So let me pop some of these into the model and we'll see what we think. So this would be the Crimson Lord's one. Quite an angry look. Decent. This is the new Games Workshop one. Let's see, it actually seems like it fits. Oh, I don't like the new Games Workshop one at all. It just feels bland. Like no emotion. This is the skull one. That feels like too much on this model, and it would also struggle to fit in there. This would be the more subtle death mask. I don't know if it feels as impactful, and then this is the firstborn death mask. Would it be nice to actually give them a little bit of firstborn on this new model? I actually think the firstborn one fits pretty nicely. Like it feels like that fits with this new model. It will keep a little bit of legacy alive. I think for me it's either going to be the firstborn one or the Crimson Lord yelling one. I kind of think it's got to... I think the Crimson Lord one might be the best one. Just the fact that it's like mouth open, like, I'm angry, here I am, this is a death mask. I'm gonna make more of these. Since this video is like in collaboration with Crimson Lords and all that, we're gonna go with the Crimson Lord one, but I think that the firstborn one is probably my second favorite. The skull one I thought I would like more than I do. The Games Workshop one, the skull one and the Games Workshop one are the two bottom tiers for me, I think. Yeah, I gave it a chance. I put it on the model. I gave it a chance. Not for me.
That's it then. I mean, it would have probably made more sense to give this guy the Angelus Bolter, because I don't know how he is realistically gonna do Darth Maul whirls with that sword slash banner. But hey, I think when he gets sprayed, you won't really notice that there was even a join there, huh? So here is Mr. Sanguinary Guard, double-bladed in all his glory himself. I'm quite pleased with it. I wasn't sure we'd be able to do it. Once he's sprayed, I'll give you a bit of an update. Thank you ever so much for watching till the end of the video. I haven't done a Kitbash in a long time, I must admit. It was quite fun, it was quite challenging. I haven't really had a chance to even look at this new model yet. Is it that much better than the original Sanguinary Guard? I'm not convinced. You tell me in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again for watching. I will catch you in the next one. And Colin has cancelled on me, so we're going to move the game back a week, unfortunately. So I'll see you next Wednesday night for the battle report, but I'll probably be live painting tomorrow, so maybe I'll catch some of you guys then. Have a great evening. By the blood I made strong. Peace.